So listen to this. Johan Cruyff is without a question one of the most influential figures in the history of football. But his work as a coach, characterized by an unwavering commitment to an attacking and attractive style of play, often overshadows the sheer brilliance he displayed as a player. But in this video, we turn the spotlight back to Cruyff the player, using the 1974 World Cup as a reference point to rediscover why he was an absolute phenomenon on the pitch. Now, it's impossible to talk about Cruyff the player without talking about Rinus Michels the coach. Rinus was the first one to introduce the concept of total football in front of the whole world. In essence, this tactic allowed any outfield player to take over the role of his teammates. This unique philosophy was groundbreaking for its time, and no player has ever embodied it better than Johan Cruyff. Though nominally a centre forward, Cruyff was everywhere on the pitch, switching to different roles whenever his team needed it. Of course, Total Football quickly proved to be a complete success. During his 9 seasons at the club, Cruyff led Ajax to 6 Eredivisie titles, 4 KNVB Cups and 3 European Cups. In the process, he played 240 games and scored over 190 goals. And for these achievements, he was awarded the Ballon d'Or twice, in 1971 and 1973. See, the life before Cruyff wasn't really a pleasant one for the Dutch. They dramatically failed to even qualify for the 1972 European Championships, and after being knocked out, František Vederhonk, the then manager of the national team, appointed Johan as the captain of the Dutch national team. And had it not been for Cruyff, the Netherlands might not have even qualified for the 1974 World Cup in West Germany. Cruyff scored a joint high 7 goals in the UEFA qualifiers leading to the final, which helped the Netherlands narrowly hold off Belgium on goal difference and qualify for their first major tournament since 1938. After the qualification campaign, Rinus Michels, Cruyff's manager at Ajax till 71 and at Barcelona in 73 and 74, took over Vederhonk's duties to prepare a talented generation of players for the finals. The Dutch World Cup squad was just about perfectly balanced, from 22-year-old youngsters Johan Neeskens and Johnny Rep to the more experienced Rob Wiesenbrink, Wim Soubier and Wilhelm van Hanegem, with the majority of the squad having won at least one European Cup with Feyenoord or Ajax in the years leading up to the 74, and with the 27-year-old Cruyff as their orchestrator, the Netherlands were certainly considered among the top contenders for the upcoming World Cup tournaments. And things started well. On the first match day of the tournament, the Netherlands recorded a routine 2-0 victory over Uruguay. It was a game in which the Dutchmen fired 25 shots while facing only one, and in which Johan Cruyff dictated the pace by recording 107 touches and at least 23 more than any other player in the game. This tally included 16 touches in the Uruguayan goal area, a tally of touches in the opposition box that has since been topped by just one player in the 11 following World Cups. Sweden awaited on the second match day, a game that made Jan Olsen famously become the victim of Cruyff's later-to-be signature move. The Netherlands star fooled Olsen, turned him inside out, and the Cruyff turn was born. Although the turn wasn't followed by a shot, it was one of the 12 times Cruyff successfully dribbled past a Swedish opponent on the day. Only 2 players have managed to complete more take-on in a World Cup match since, showing just how elusive Cruyff was in his game. The Dutch secured their progress though in the third game against Bulgaria. Cruyff was magnificent again by making the final pass, leading to 11 of Netherlands' 23 non-penalty shots in the match. No other player has managed to create 11 goal scoring chances in a World Cup game since 74. And Cruyff also won a penalty in the match against Bulgarians. The captain assisted the Netherlands' final goal against Bulgaria, ending the game in a 4-1 victory to the Dutch as they won their group. The Dutch captain was leading the tournament charts for chances created, take-ons completed, touches in the opposition box, and passes into the opposition box. His talent was certainly shining through. Keeping these figures in mind, it was hardly a surprise that Cruyff scored 3 goals and assisted 2 more in the games remaining against Argentina and Brazil. Between those victories, the Dutch team faced mere 2 obstacles in East Germany, which they won 2-0, and a late night dive in the world's hotel swimming pool, but Cruyff's ability to set everything to his hand brought the Netherlands to their first ever World Cup final. Besides scoring and assisting goals, Cruyff had the most progressive carries per 90 at the 74 World Cup. The most famous of which was a dribble leading up to the first penalty in the final, where opponents West Germany didn't record a single touch on the ball until fouling the Dutch talisman. July 7, 1974. World Cup final. And as one would say, an unstoppable force met an immovable object. It was Johan Cruyff up against Franz Beckenbauer's West Germany. The World Cup final was 45 seconds old when Cruyff was fouled by Uli Ho after the forward drove with the ball from near the halfway line into the box. Johan Niesken's third penalty goal of the tournament, just 86 seconds after the kickoff, is still the fastest goal in a men's World Cup final. Having scored 3 goals and assisted 3 more, plus his penalties won against Bulgaria and West Germany, Cruyff had direct involvement in 8 of the 15 Dutch goals to that point. However, in the remaining 88 minutes of the final, the German managed to hold off the Dutch star, allowing him to register just 2 key passes without firing a single shot, both tournament lows for Cruyff. West Germany had already turned the match in their favour before the halftime thanks to a penalty from Paul Breitner in the 26th minute and a 43rd minute strike from their bomber Gerd Müller. The second half didn't bring the Netherlands and Cruyff what some thought they deserved as arguably one of the greatest international teams ever. And so it follows they are widely regarded as one of the best sides to never win the World Cup. Cruyff was still awarded the Golden Ball for his performance in the final. Cruyff created 36 chances for his teammates during the 1974 World Cup, or an average of 5.1 per 90 minutes. It's an average that hasn't been matched by any other legendary player at their very best, including Pelé, Diego Maradona and Xavi. A dozen of the goal-scoring chances he created came following a ball carry, which was twice that of any player in the tournament. And thus came an end to the legendary performance of Cruyff in the 74 World Cup. The performances of Cruyff in the 74 World Cup saw the Netherlands rise to the very top of world football. Layered this on top of his legendary and much adored total football philosophy and his work as a coach, and the memories of the second place side in Germany will always remain a part of World Cup history. After ending his player career, Cruyff proved himself as a very capable manager. Ajax and Barcelona still maintain his total football philosophy, and the list of players and managers directly or indirectly influenced by him is just too long to count. Not many would argue that Cruyff's legacy both on and off the field makes him one of the most important men in the history of football.